Every moment of your life is a crossroads, and most people don't see the other paths they're creating. The truth is simple. You're not living in a single timeline. You're navigating a field of possibilities that branch every time you choose, avoid, react, or awaken. And whether you realize it or not, you've already created countless versions of yourself, and they're all waiting for you to catch up. Today, we're diving into something most people feel intuitively, but rarely understand. Parallel timelines, and the way your choices split, merge, or completely rewrite the trajectory of your life. This isn't science fiction. It's not multiverse fantasy. It's the lived reality of a consciousness. Every state you enter, fear, clarity, avoidance, confidence, or love, opens a new path. And the version of you who chooses differently, they're as real as the one sitting here watching this video. Let's break down how timelines form, how they diverge, and how to consciously shift into the reality that actually aligns with your highest self. Let's begin. Most people imagine parallel timelines as separate worlds floating out in space. But timelines don't exist somewhere else. They exist as states of consciousness that you can tune into right now. When you change your emotional baseline, your beliefs, or your expectations, you don't jump into a new universe. You tune yourself to a different version of this one. Think of it like a radio. All stations exist simultaneously, but you only hear the one that you're aligned with. Anger puts you in one station, gratitude on another. Self-trust, sabotage, avoidance, courage. Each one is a timeline in motion. People don't manifest a new life. They shift into the version of themselves who is already living it, and the world rearranges around them accordingly. Most people think the big decisions are what shape the future. Moving to a different city, ending a relationship, starting a business. But those aren't the real forks in the road. The real timeline splits happen in the tiny, invisible, internal choices. Like choosing presence instead of autopilot, or choosing honesty instead of performance, choosing courage instead of delay, choosing emotional responsibility instead of blame, choosing your own truth instead of people-pleasing, or choosing stillness instead of spiraling. Every time you make one of those micro decisions, a new timeline kicks in. And here's the hard truth most avoid. You don't fall off your path. You drift into a weaker timeline through unconscious decisions. Every complaint, every self-betrayal, every avoided conversation, every time you choose the comfortable lie over the uncomfortable truth, that's a timeline shift. It's not dramatic. It's not cinematic. It's silent, immediate, and precise. There is future versions of you that already exist, and you can already feel them. There's a version of you who already healed the wound that you're avoiding, that's already walked through the fear that you've been circling, who's built the life you keep imagining, who's cut the cord, draining your power, accepted responsibility for their destiny, or chose the truth over the familiar pattern. There are versions who have fully stepped into who they are meant to be. You can feel that version of you. Sometimes it hits you as intuition, sometimes as a vision, sometimes as a weird deja vu of who you could be. or even sometimes as a sudden pull towards something you can't explain. That pull is a timeline calling you. The real question is, are you going to listen? Or do you let the old version of you win again? Because here's the truth. Your highest timeline doesn't wait forever. It waits exactly as long as your courage does. Most people think shifting timelines requires dramatic outer change. But merging into your highest timeline happens only in one way. When your thoughts, emotions, choices, and actions stop fighting each other. Alignment isn't thinking positive. It isn't chanting affirmations. It isn't forcing a new identity. Alignment means your choices match your truth. Your behavior matches your intentions. Your boundaries match your self-respect. Your emotional state matches your words. And your courage matches your desire. When these pieces line up, your current reality and your higher timeline snap together like magnets. People call it synchronicity, luck, divine timing, or manifestation. But it's not magic. It's coherence. Your inner world becomes non-contradictory, and the outer world rearranges itself to match. There is a specific sensation people feel right at the moment of a timeline shift. It feels like a quiet certainty, a subtle unlocking, a drop in resistance, a shift in pressure, a widening of inner space, a new click of identity, and a sense of stepping into your true self. It's not dramatic. It's not emotional overload. It's not even fireworks or epiphany. It's clarity. Real clarity. It's that moment where you say, I'm done with this version of me. And the universe responds instantly. Not because the universe is rewarding you, but because you finally stop splitting your own timelines through inconsistency. That's the true power. Parallel timelines aren't out there somewhere. They're right here, layered into your consciousness, waiting to be chosen. Every thought reorganizes the future. Every emotion opens or closes a path. Every act of courage creates a new self. And every moment of honesty rewrites your fate. The question isn't whether alternate timelines exist. The question is, which version of you are you choosing today? Because the moment you choose decisively, the timeline locks in, and your life finally begins to move. If this journey spoke to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone ready to experience life beyond thought. Comment below, what timeline are you choosing next? I read every comment. If you would like to support my work directly, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/MagnumOpus333. Or you can explore some original merchandise at my Teespring store online. The link is in the description below. Remember, your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.